Happy Sunday! I know you guys just saw me on Thursday, but it's already Sunday again. So hey everybody, how are you doing? And who was here when I was at Karen's this week? So, hey, we already have our first person. Hello, hey Casey. So it's already Sunday again, and it feels like it's even quicker this time because we did an extra live this week. We did it from Karen's house. So for those of you, while we wait for some people to join, for those of you who don't know, I had to go to St. Louis this weekend for some software training on a program that we use there at the Granite Shop. And while I was there, Karen, the one that I the one that I say is, I call her Popcorn Karen. Popcorn Karen was kind enough to hostess me, I guess, while I was there. I will go ahead and say this. Hey, Kim. I'll go ahead and say this. Hey, Katie. Oh, Katie's joining us from Yakima, Washington. Wow. So Katie, let's see, it's early there. It's late for the rest of us. Hey, Karen, another Karen. Hey, Kim. Hey, Wendy. And I'll say this, I'm going to say hi to about the first 10 or 12 people, and then I'm going to have to start cutting myself off because I would sit here and say hi until we had everybody in. Hey, Sherry. Until we had everybody, and then we would never talk about anything. But so yeah, so Thursday I left Knoxville and went to St. Louis for this software training. And the Karen that I call Popcorn Karen was kind enough to let me stay at her house. Hey, Cynthia. And it was just like, I mean, better than the best hotel that I've ever stayed at. Hey, Teresa. And hey, another Karen from Long Island. But it was awesome. Hey, Brandy. Okay, I'm getting ready to cut myself off because I've already said hi to over 10 people. So the next 2 people, I'm going to say hi to you, and then I have to cut myself off. But so got to Karen's house. Her husband absolutely would not let me carry any of my stuff, and he carried everything in, put it downstairs, got me all set up. Hey, Mary. So I had a king-size bed all to myself. Hey, Janet. Hey, and hey, Windstar Karen. Hey, Maribel Karen, I guess I'll start calling you. But anyway, hey, Deborah. Okay, I'm cutting myself off. That's it. That's it. Everybody else, hey. I'm going to go ahead and say hey to you, but I'm going to have to stop saying, oh, well, there's Sally. Hey, Sally. I have to say hi to Sally before I stop saying hello to everyone. But anyway, so we were just talking a little bit about where I was at this week. So I was in St. Louis with Popcorn Karen. I was there for some software training, and again, they were so kind as to put me up for the weekend while I was there. But I will say this. Karen is that Karen is a night owl. So y'all already know she's an hour behind us. So it was already, an hour later, which I know an hour isn't a big deal. But we stayed up until what is my time, 2 a.m. both nights. So Thursday night and Friday night, we stayed up until 2 a.m. And then I had to get back up again at 5:30 a.m. so that I could go to, oh, and one of the other Karens says, since I have several Karens, that I have Popcorn Karen and she can be Texas Karen. Okay, hey Texas Karen. But anyway, so yeah, so she kept me up till 2 o'clock in the morning, both nights, and then I had to get up at 5:30 in the morning so that I could go to my software training, and then I didn't get back last night until it was, I guess, probably by the time John brought me back from the airport, it was like 11 maybe before we went to bed. So needless to say, I missed church this morning because, yeah, I didn't get up until 10. So I'll try to stay up with you all. I'll try to stay awake, and I'll see how long I can make it. That also means I didn't actually prepare anything, so we're literally just going to be talking. But what I want to do tonight is some tech tip stuff, because being able to see Karen in person actually told me some things that I didn't realize that, I just took for granted, and I didn't realize that you all didn't know. So first things first, y'all know I have to do my public service announcement, or my housekeeping things, whatever we want to call them. Well, first thing, I always tell y'all how far we've walked. So even though I got a late start today, we still managed to get in 13,000 steps. So that's not bad. And I did find out a fun fact. If you start at Concourse A, in Atlanta at Hartsfield International Airport, if you start out at Concourse A and walk to D instead of taking the train, it's, what did I say, 12 or 1,400 steps. I don't know, I posted it earlier, but anyway, so fun fact for anybody that's going to be traveling through Atlanta, you can actually walk to your next, to the next concourse and get in quite a few steps. But so I want y'all to start saying hey to each other, because I have to start talking. or we're not going to get done. Couple of things. Oh, the housekeeping things. That's right. So the housekeeping things are, and I know I said I wasn't going to say hey, but hey, Angie. A couple of housekeeping things every week are that this is a live chat, and it's Sunday night. And if you're watching this on Sunday night on Facebook, then it is a live chat, and I will be answering questions as people ask them. Tonight I'll probably be able to answer all the questions because we're just going to sit here and talk. I didn't actually prepare anything since Karen and I stayed up so late and since I got back so late. But anyway, so yeah, so it was a Facebook Live. If you're watching this later on Facebook, or if you're watching it on YouTube, or if you're watching it somewhere else, then this was pre-recorded if you're not watching it on Sunday night. So it may seem a little weird because I'm going to be answering questions, but hopefully you're joining us here live. And actually, that's part of what we're going to talk about tonight is how to join us live, because I've had so many people confused about where to go or what to do. And when Karen sat me down and said, okay, explain the difference in these two things to me, I thought, well, gosh, okay, I assumed I knew what it was, and I just assumed everybody else did, didn't have any idea that, that I was confusing people. So, and again, Hubby just got a phone call, so sorry about that in the background. But so if you all watch this later on YouTube, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And guess what? So last week we were talking about being super close to 500 subscribers on YouTube. It's at like 507. So thank you guys very much for helping me get past 500. That's not like a milestone thing. Like you don't get like special privileges on YouTube or anything for hitting 500, but it was just exciting to me. That was I never ever imagined that I would have 500 people subscribed, and again, I'm really sorry that hubby's talking in the background and he's talking so loud. So you all are going to learn how to do something with polished concrete if you can hear him in the background. But I wanted to show you a couple of things that I found. Thank you all for checking in on Alan. I'm going to get Casey to give us a check-in on him. We got to get him by here. I haven't seen him in about a week and a half. But and Sally, thank you. Sally said thank you, or said your work does not go unnoticed, and that she was proud of me. Thank you. So yeah, okay. A couple of things that I found. So I live in East Tennessee. I live in Knoxville, and in Knoxville we have Kroger and Publix and hold on just a second. I'm sorry. Hey, John, that's really loud. Okay, I don't know if he can hear me or not, so anyway, maybe he'll get off the phone here soon. But anyway, so we have, here in Knoxville, we have Kroger, Publix, Ingles, Whole Foods, we have, okay, he must have heard me because he stepped out now. But anyway, so we have those kind of grocery stores, and so while I was in St. Louis with, and I call her Popcorn Karen. So while I was in St. Louis, I told everybody at the software conference that I was going to one of my friend's house and that we were going to have shenanigans and let's see, what was it I said? There was going to be shenanigans and some, tomfoolery, that we were going to have, there was going to be shenanigans and tomfoolery going on. It was going to be a crazy time, and whatever. So what we did is Thursday night, in case you didn't join us, on Thursday night, Karen and I broke her Instant Pot out of the box. It had been in the box since Christmas. We popped that sucker out of the box and played with it, and actually did really well. So Angie was right. I'm saying, Angie, you were right to everybody again. So on Thursday night, Karen and I got out the Instant Pot. We did successfully make a half a dozen hard-boiled eggs, and they were hard-boiled to perfection. We had 3 of them were older eggs. They were, at least a week old, and 3 of them were new eggs. And I'm sorry, I have to say hey to Taylor because she's my Tay from here in Knoxville. But so we did have great success with that, and we also made a chicken recipe out of the Skinny Taste. It was on page 160, if I'm not mistaken, of one of her cookbooks, and it turned out really, really well. It was shocking, and we put frozen chicken breasts or chicken thighs in and made the most delicious, the most delicious chicken. And another Karen just said, I need a pressure cooker. So yeah. I know I'm going to end up getting one. So if we have enough time, we'll talk about that again at the end. But let me tell you a couple of things from St. Louis. One was we do not have, so here in Tennessee, we do not have Deerbergs or Schnooks. And just because of the name was Schnook, I wanted to go. So Thursday night we played with the Instant Pot, and Friday night you know, for a wild and crazy night out. We went to Schnucks and shopped, and it was really cool. Schnucks and Dierbergs are both they're like local grocery chains. So there's a lot of them, but they're only in Missouri. You can't find them anywhere else. So we went to Schnucks first and stayed for a while. And then we went to, let's see, Karen says, have you heard this about eggs? I read that when you hard boil eggs, do not take the shells off until you're ready to eat them. Something, oh, because bacteria can grow. I don't think I ever let them sit that long. I don't think I ever let them sit that long. So anyway, we'll talk about that one in a minute. But a couple of things that we don't have here. Oh, we went to Schnucks first, and then we went to a place called IfYouHaveAnEgg, and IfYouHaveAnEgg was really cool. It's a Mongolian grill, and you go down this buffet line and pick up all your stuff, and so it's all fresh stuff. Like there's fresh vegetables, and they've got a couple of different, you know, lean meats and things out there, and they had tofu. And so you go and put, Robin says Schnucks are also in Central Illinois. I didn't know that. It's all new to me. And so, yeah, so I traveled to Missouri, and the only hot spots that I asked to go see were Schnucks and Dierbergs, because, you know, because we're wild and crazy like that on a Friday night. But anyway, a couple of the things that we found, though, we did find some of the Enlightened. Karen had been talking about this, and they are, hey, hubby Joel. So Popcorn Karen had been talking about these, and they're roasted broad beans. Does anybody know what a broad bean is? I have no idea, but this one is, so I did go ahead and buy 2 of these. I have not found these yet in Knoxville, but now that I know what the bag looks like, I'm gonna look for them. Karen let me try the one that she had at home, and I want to say it was like a, I want to say it was like a jalapeno something, but this one is sweet cinnamon, and yes, I know it's backwards, but these are sweet cinnamon, let's see, these are sweet cinnamon roasted broad beans. So what is a roasted broad bean? Does anybody know? That they're 100 calories per serving, and I think these ended up being, I forgot to scan them before I sat down to do this, but I think they weren't much. They were like a couple of points per serving, but I'll post them later. I'll take a picture of them actually and post them later. But I got the sweet cinnamon flavor, and then I've tried those, and those are good. My accountability buddy Karen and I tried those before we walked this afternoon, and then I also got the wasabi flavored. So I'm super excited to try these. But these are made by, this is the same, I think this is the same Enlightened that does the Enlightened ice cream, which we also do not have here in Knoxville. Well, accountability buddy Karen found it one place, and she brought me a carton of it, but that's the only time I've ever had it. But it was all over St. Louis. But this one is wasabi, still roasted broad beans. I mean, it says snack anytime, toss in a salad, sprinkle in your soup. But it was really good. Those were really good. And then because I call her, so yeah, so I brought these home on the plane, you know. So what souvenirs did you bring back from St. Louis? Broad beans. Okay, and I don't know what Dusty's goofing at. Come here. What are you fussing about, buddy? You just need to chill. You need to chill, buddy. Okay, and because I call her Popcorn Karen, of course, I had to come home with some popcorn. You know, so what do you take home in your checked bags? Well, actually, I didn't check these. I just took them home because I didn't want anybody getting into them. So she is, oh, and Sally says that a broad bean is a species of flowering plant in the pea and bean family. Okay, good to know. So I have no idea why I've never heard of them before now, but they were delicious. So Karen, this Karen that I'm talking about, the reason that I call her Popcorn Karen, and I promise we are going to get to the tech tip stuff in a minute, but the reason I call her Popcorn Karen is because I was, I don't know, I can't remember what was going on, but for some reason I couldn't find some kind of popcorn, and I was really, really busy, and I kept saying, and was like, oh my gosh, you know, if I could just get it, or if somebody could send it to me or something. And I really didn't expect anybody to send it to me, but she got the jalapeno skinny pop and the dusted dark chocolate skinny pop, and it just showed up at my office one day, which was super, super sweet. Well, look what I found when I was with her. Pepper Jack skinny pop. Has anybody had this? Notice the bag is not open. I have resisted the urge. Of course, I didn't get back till late last night, but I have resisted the urge to open this bag. But I'm super excited about Pepper Jack skinny pop, and I'm hoping that it's going to be really, really good. Okay, so I've already managed to ramble for 15 minutes. And again, and I mentioned at the beginning of this that Karen, that the popcorn Karen kept me up until 2 a.m. both nights. And then, oh good, another Karen says she said the Pepper Jack Skinny Pop is good. No, Angie, I'm parched. I'm not tasting it tonight. So sorry. And plus, because I know when that gets open, it's going to get gone. So we'll taste it another night. But, so let me think. Oh, so anyway, we were up until 2 a.m. and then I had to get back up at 5:30 a.m. To go to my software training. Got back late last night, so I'm going to attempt to make it through this whole hour. Of course, it may not take us a whole hour to talk about all this, but one of the things that she asked me was, you know, of course, after we had played with the Instant Pot, she said, let's see, if there is anything you liked a lot, let me know. I'll be in Knoxville in September. Oh, awesome. The only thing in St. Louis that I didn't grab was what's the funky cheese? What's that weird cheese that they have in all the grocery stores? It's like, I don't know, it was like mozzarella and something mixed together, and it looks like, it's like wee little tiny tubes that are all run together. I don't even know how to explain it, but what kind of cheese is that, and what's that about? Karen said something about that's what all the pizza there is made with, but anyway, so I didn't grab any of that. I didn't grab anything that was perishable, plus I didn't need a chunk of cheese, you know, in my suitcase. But so for tonight's chat, what I wanted to talk about, again, since I wasn't home and didn't get a chance to actually prepare anything, one of the things that Karen asked me was, she said, why? She said, why do I know sometimes when the chats are on and sometimes I don't know? And so, you know, of course, I asked her a couple of questions, and then I figured out that she was confused about which group, or you know, which group of us were on the page and which of us were in the closed group. And then I started thinking, well, okay, I'm just assuming that everybody knows how to do this, and so I decided to do a chat on it. So I'm going to show you a couple of things. This is all of our, what I'm going to show you tonight are all of the things that are all of the tools, the egg tools that I hope that you all are utilizing, because they're all free. Well, not all of them. The app is not free, but and the updates for it are free. But everything is free. It's all posted, and most of it is posted in a public place where you can access it. A lot of it is printable material, like you can print it out and take it with you. You know, and I encourage you to use it. You can share it if you want to. You can, you know, send it to friends that need help. Because I'm a firm believer in that. You know, the Weight Watchers kind of motto that we're better together. Well, they're exactly right. We are better together. So I wouldn't know nearly as many things. Like I would have never started on the egg mugs if I hadn't been introduced to Hungry Girl. We never would have played with the Instant Pot if we hadn't, you know, if I hadn't met Karen. We share so many ideas. I got so many easy ideas from Drizzle Me Skinny Kate. So I do believe that we are all better together. We can all be each other's accountability buddies, and we can all help each other. So everything I'm going to show you except for the app is free, and the reason that the app is not free is because I have to pay a monthly fee on it to keep it running, and it did cost me a chunk of money to make it. To be quite honest, I've got probably by now I've probably got $1,500 in it. So I do, you know, and I'm not making any of that back. So I do have to ask that the app be paid for just so that we can keep it going. So let's do a couple of these things. Here was Karen's first question. So her first question was, why do I not know all the time when you're getting ready to have a live chat? And I said, well, the live chats are on the page. So, and Sally just caught somebody making a sad face. No sad faces. We only do happy faces here. Even if it's something that you didn't like, we only do happy faces on the egg. But anyway, so Karen wanted to know, why do I not always know that the live chats are on? So you have to be on this. This is the page, and the page is a public page, so anybody can see this. You do not have to be a member of our group to see the page. Oh, and thank you guys for the hearts, for I guess making it for the sad face. I don't know, but thank you for the hearts. So this page, and for me, this is considered a business page, even though it's not a business, but this is considered a business page. So this is not This is not private, it's not closed, this is not the closed group. So anything that gets posted here, yes, it is available for the public, but I put the chats here so that even people that are not in our group can see them. So, so anyway, so this is the page, and it's called If You Have an Egg, A Weight Watcher's Journey. And if you don't know why everything is called If You Have an Egg, we'll get to the blog here in just a few minutes, and I'll show you, why everything's called If You Have an Egg. But anyway, so where the chats are, so where you should be right now if you're watching this chat is on the If You Have an Egg, A Weight Watcher's Journey page. And it has some of our other chats, like the cover photo across the top is some of our other chats. And then when you get here, you need to like the page, so please use the like button to like the page, and then you also need to click on following. Now Karen had it on following, she was already on following, but you need to, if you want to see it first in your news feed, then you need to click on see first. If you just want it to show up wherever it shows up, wherever Facebook decides that that they want to put it, then you just put it on default. And if for some bizarre reason you decide to unfollow us, like you don't want to see the live chats anymore, then you check on unfollow. Then for notifications, you can either check on events and suggested live videos, or you can turn them all off, or when you're logged in as just a human, like a person, I guess we're all logged in as humans, but anyway, when you're just logged on as a person, I think there's another setting on here, but since I'm on this page and I am the admin on this page, then I don't get that third choice. But anyway, so remember to like the page, follow the page. If you want to be notified when the live chats are coming up, make sure that you click on see first, that you want to be, what order you want it to come up in, and then turn the notifications on so that, when we go live, you'll get a notification on your phone or your tablet or, whatever you're using. Then also, if you want your friends to be able to watch, then you need to share. So you can share the page. Like if you've got friends that are struggling to find us, they're like, I can't find the live chat, you can share this for them, and you can share the page to them and just remind them to like it and to follow it, and then they'll be able to find us. Okay, so right now, let's see, and since I'm logged on as an admin, we may or may not be able to see this, but let's see. So there's some of our other videos. There's a little something. So yeah, so do you see this? Okay, so that's me watching me live. So that's really weird because that's me watching me live. Anyway, so see, we've already had, this many people. Here's you all talking. So again, this is a public page. Anybody can come to this. Anybody can watch it. So me for just a second. Does anybody have any questions on that before we skip to the next one? So that is a Facebook page, and I know you don't need to know all the ins and outs of a Facebook page, but Facebook pages are considered like public things, like a business would be a page, a celebrity would be a page, anything that's a public profile that's not a personal gosh, I can't use the word page because it's not a page, but anyway, so yeah, so this is it's considered a public page. And you can also, on that, you can go to photos. So like when you're on that page, so let me just turn around again. So when you're on that page, and this is so weird because now I can see myself talking. That's really weird. Anyway, so you can click on photos, and it'll show you all the all the recent photos that we've had. And again, these are just from the page. So this is from the public page. So like if you're in the index card swap, because the index card swap covers 5 different groups, and it also covers Instagram and Weight Watchers Connect and any social media. Let's see. Okay, Sally said, so when you are public, anyone can get on and hit happy faces or sad faces. That is true, Sally. So if any of you watched if any of you were watching the giraffe when we were waiting on her to have her baby, that's why they had so many people hacking in, or they weren't even hacking in, they could just get in because it was a public page and make the sad faces and get her shut down. So yeah, please don't do that. Okay, but if you're in the index card swap, I only post on the page when we get your cards, because I'm in 5 different Facebook groups, and the page, and Weight Watchers Connect, and Pinterest, and YouTube, and I cannot possibly post every single one of those groups when your index cards come in. So if you're curious as to whether or not I've gotten your cards, come here to the page. Remember, the page is If You Have an Egg, a Weight Watcher's Journey, and that'll make sense in a minute because there's a different name for the group. So once you're in there, then you can look at all of our pictures, and you can see, whether or not I have your index cards. The videos that we've done, all the videos are here, and you can see if you click on videos, the one that we're doing right now says live. So it says live, and it says we have 37 people watching. So if you want to go ahead on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, if you want to go ahead and come here to the page, to the If You Have an Egg, a Weight Watcher's Journey page, and go ahead and click on videos, then when we go live, it's going to pop up, and you'll know that we're live because of this. So you'll know that you did not miss the chat, that you are still here, that you are still here when it's live, if that's still up. So if you're watching it later, it is not going to say live. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to everybody? And Teresa says she'd love to hear my weight loss story. Teresa, we'll get to that when we get to the, thank you for asking. And we will get to that when we get to the blog. So Teresa H, remind me if I don't answer that question. Remind me to go back to it when we get to the blog. But anyway, so now we're watching it live, and also, and I know you all can't see this because I can't move my phone far enough over to see it. But during the live chat, your comments will come up over here. They'll come up over here on this side of the screen, and they'll have little white thumbs on them. That only happens when we're live. So I've had people ask about that too. Why is mine, Stacy says, can I still send in cards? Yes, Stacy, this first round is not cut off until the end of August, so you have plenty of time. But anyway, so those comments come up. Those comments come up when we're live. They're coming up over here on the right hand side, and they're little white thumbs. So I had somebody ask why their comment didn't have a white thumb next to it, and it's because she was watching it when we were not live. So remember, live, that means we're live right now. Okay, and then you can also click on posts, so you can see what the most recent posts were to the page. I always have a pinned post to the top, at the top, and that is actually outdated. I need to update that because it's missing, I think, 3 of them. But this pinned post at the top of the page. So I hate to turn my phone around because I don't know if it's going to come back here. I'll just do it let me turn it right there and just hope for the best. So right there, see that little pin? That little blue pin means that post, this post is pinned to the top of the page. So whenever you come to the page, this is always going to be at the top so that you can find the most current chats. So then when you click on that and open it, then this is the most current list of our, of the chats that we've had. And so it'll have a list all the way down to July 2nd. So wow, I am a couple of weeks behind on posting that. But so it'll have the name of it. So it'll have the date. So like here, the first one was February the 19th. And it was just called Weight Watchers Q&A time, and then there's a link to the YouTube video. So here are most of them, most of the videos, and then so you can go back and watch the videos there. If you can't find them, if you can't find them anywhere else, you can always go back here to the page and find them here on that pinned post. Then I've honestly never clicked on community, but let's just look for a second. So, so here are posts that were made by visitors. So that's fun. I never noticed that today. So here's some people that have gotten their, cards in the mail. And, I didn't see this one, so I'll just like that picture real quick. So these are posts by, by other members of our group. So you can see all of those. And then events, when we do have events coming up, like today, here's the event for today. It's July, today is July 30th at 8 p.m. and you can click on it and join it. You can join that, and then that's just an extra way to, to let you know that a chat is coming up. Okay, does that make sense? Before I move on, does anybody have any questions? Anyone, because you know, y'all are, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but you're a little bit delayed from me. So, like, by the time y'all hear this question, I've already moved on. I'm already in another time and dimension. Okay, and Sherry says, so is this where we can share these links from? Yes. So if you go, you can go here. Oh, actually, Sherry, that's a great question. So let me go back to that. Okay, so let's go back to the videos. So let's say that you have a friend that you would like for them to watch this video. Actually, since tonight, even while we're live, if you want to invite some other people to come and watch, you can click on share, and you can either share it to your, to your page. So since you're logged on as just you, it's not going to be another group. So I manage 3 different pages, and so. Oh, Casey says, sorry if I'm not interacting. Alan made dinner and I was starving. Ha ha ha. Well, you got to feed that baby. Got to feed that baby. So you can change it to, you can share it on your timeline. If you've got some other Weight Watcher friends that you want to watch, you can share it directly to a friend's timeline. If you want them to watch, you can share it in another group that you're in, or you can share it in an event of your own. So if you wanted to have your own event, you could share it there. So this one's still live. So you can share the live, video, or if you wanted to share like here was our Instant Pot video or Instant Pot chat, and that was hilarious. So those of you that bared with us on Thursday night, that was like organized chaos. I mean, we literally took the thing out of the box and started using it. She did stop and wash it first though, but so like this. So like here's the Instant Pot video, and if you were with us on Thursday night and stayed up until 11 o'clock Eastern time getting supper ready, well, first let me say this. Karen's husband is a trooper. He is a trooper. He patiently waited for us to do all this, and then to get his supper ready at like 11 o'clock. Well, I see it was 10 o'clock there. Still, he was eating supper at 10 o'clock. But, so if you had somebody that didn't get to watch the Instant Pot video, there's the same thing over here. So you can like it, you can still comment on it because I'll still get a notification on all the comments, or you can share that video. So, so that's how you share. So that was, I already forgot who asked that question. So, sorry. So whoever, remember, 2 a.m., 2 nights in a row. If you go to Karen's house, take a nap before you go because she's going to keep you up late. She's a hoot though. She is a hoot and a half, so I was happy to stay up late. But anyway, so that's how you share. So does that make sense? Before I move on to the next thing, because somehow it's already been 33 minutes. I do not know. Every week I do not know how we do this. Okay, so that is the public page. Let's see. Sherry says, I've seen people asking about certain things and wanted to help out and direct them to certain links and videos. Oh, for sure. Yeah, Sherry. So we've had a lot of people, excuse me while I adjust myself here, but we've had lots of people saying, hey, I just got my air fryer, and my new air fryer, and I just got out of the box, or I've seen a lot of, hey, I'm getting ready to go on a business trip, or it's back to school time and I need to know how to pack my lunches. So if any of your other Weight Watcher friends can benefit from the videos, please go to the page. It's the If You Have an Egg, a Weight Watcher's Journey page, and remember it has the cover photo that's across the top is some of our chats. So please, direct them there. Okay, so that's the page. That's the public page. Okay. Oh, yeah. And Shanna says she likes my winter shirt. Thank you. Winter. This is like one of the 2 most comfortable t-shirts that I own. The other most comfortable t-shirt is this guacamole t-shirt that Casey got me from Old Navy. But anyway, okay, so one more time, public page. So let's turn this back around over here so y'all can see it. So this is the public page. If you have an egg, a Weight Watcher's Journey, public page. Okay, now if you go to your home page, and remember mine looks a little different because I'm logged on as If You Have an Egg right now. So over here on the right in your shortcuts, this is if you're on the computer. If you're on your phone, it's a little bit different, but we're going to just do it on the computer tonight. So over here are your shortcuts. So you can see I'm in this many different groups. So now we're going to go to the If You Have an Egg group. So look here, the If You Have an Egg, the page. Can you see this little purple thing? That little purple icon is that picture. That's that picture. Oops, I didn't mean to change picture, but anyway, it's that picture. So if you go to the group, if you're already in the group, and Karen was already in the group, so I was able to show her how to switch back and forth. But if you go to the group, oh, and somewhere in here is my niece getting ready to swim, because that's a post from my brother. Wow, the 5,000 girls for that swim meet. Anyway, so here's the group. The group has this little potted plant, this little baby plant here, and it is called, so when you click on it, it's called If You Have an Egg, You Have Hope, a Weight Watchers support group. And then it has that for the cover page. Okay, that is a closed group. So Weight Watchers, the If You Have an Egg, You Have Hope, a Weight Watcher support group is a closed group. And a closed group means that you have to ask to be allowed in, and you can see that we have 53 people right now that want to join the group. So, and Angie, I know, I don't think you are in this one, and I've been shocked that you haven't requested to join. But anyway, I have 53 people that are waiting to be responded to for this. And the reason these 53 people are waiting is because they haven't answered my questions. So, ladies, and gentlemen, okay, and my little, see, I moved my phone too much, and now my little, hold on, my little suction cup thing's fussing with me here. Okay, so listen to me. This is a closed group, which means I get to pick and choose who is in. If you are, oh, and Casey says an easy way to remember, the public page has my face on in the banner and the private group does not. Okay, thanks, Casey. But this closed group, so on the public page, we just talk about generic things. So we talk about, food that we ate, or, shopping things, that were a good find, or have this, this open discussion. Those are things that I do on the public page. The closed group, it's not like we're talking about anything really, really, whatever, but sometimes we do. I mean, we talk about sick pets. We talk about, grieving for people, that have lost loved ones. We talk about, sometimes we, people are asking for, they have prayer requests for each other and things, but it's just a little, even though there's, can't believe it, 4,000 people in that group now, it's just a little, it's a tighter group, and if anybody starts any stuff, we'll have to have a chat, because it's my group. I get to decide who's in there. It is a support group. It is a Weight Watchers support group. It is not a Weight Watchers, I'm going to, bash you and tell you why you ate the wrong thing, or fuss at you if you ate a donut. That is not that group. This is a support group. And trust me when I say, if you're giving somebody grief, or if you're not being supportive, let's just say this, if you can't, what your mom always say, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. Because if you're not going to say anything nice, if you're not going to be nice, if you're not going to be supportive, there are some wonderful, wonderful, wonderful women in this group, and a couple of guys, who support each other and lift each other up. And if you're not going to support each other and lift each other up, I either need you to sit quietly and just read what everybody else is saying and hope that you glean something from it, or we'll have to talk. And I'm not opposed to cutting somebody out. But here's the thing. The reason those 53 people are waiting to join right now is because they did not answer the 3 questions. They didn't answer the 3 questions that I had. So for everybody right now that's saying, I can't find the group, I want to be in the group, please let me in the group, please, 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 please. When Lynn says you can feel the love, yay, thanks Lynn, thank you. But for everybody right now that's asking to join the group, I promise I will post the link when we get off here. Or actually, if Casey, or I see Winstar Karen's here, somebody who's already in the group, if you all will, there's a way that you can share the group into this chat right now. But so if somebody will share that for me, how to get in this for the closed group, please though answer. We have so many people now. Please answer the 3 questions. So it's going to ask you 3 questions. Which Weight Watchers are you following? If you're online or if you go to meetings, and if you have any questions, pretty please answer those 3 questions. Even if all you put is just like short 1 or 2 word answers, please answer that, because since we do have so many people now, sadly, I've got people trying to get into the group that are trying to get into the group because they want to sell stuff like wraps or, you know, whatever. I mean, I do not mind you all sharing stuff if it helps you. I don't mind you, you know, sharing some of that stuff. And, you know, and I don't mind you sharing things like somebody had a coupon for Western Bagels. Well, I know that that's an affiliate program and that you're going to get credit towards that. I don't have a problem with that. I do not have a problem with you sharing something that you're going to get, you know, credit towards. Like, you know what I'm talking about, the things where if you share it, then, and if I click on it, then I get $5 off, and then you get $5 off because I, you know, did that. I don't mind you posting stuff like that. But if it's people that are only on there to sell stuff, and sometimes it's weird stuff like watches. I don't know what it is with watches, but I've had so many people try to join the group that that's all watches and Ray-Ban sunglasses. Who knew that was like a business of its own? But anyway, so I have so many of those people. So if these 53 people, they have not answered those questions. They didn't answer any of the questions. And then I have to go through and look and make sure that they're real people and blah, 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 blah. And it just takes a lot of time because I get probably 100 requests a day, and it's just me. Just me. I'm the only admin. You know, I was part of another group that got hacked and taken over, and Popcorn Karen was in that group too, and Suzanne, if she's here, was in that group. So, oh, and Casey said, yeah, we had a run on people who were trying to sell weight loss soups. Actually trying to sell them. You know, I mean, like when Casey and I were talking about the detox tea, we got a discount if you all bought something. I'm not gonna lie, we got a discount. You got a discount and we got a discount. Okay, I see that as helping each other, but Casey and I were not on here, you know, selling, you know, detox tea. Anyway, so we won't harp on that, but there's 53 people waiting right now. Don't be 54 and not answer your questions. If you answer the questions and I can see that you're a real human, that you're not a robot, I'll let you in a lot faster. Okay, but let's go back here, and I'm not going to show you much because this is a closed group. So we'll just flip through it really quickly. So there's one video. This is a pinned post. This is showing you again how to join the live chats. And so there's something that Deanna shared, and there's something that somebody else shared. So we're not gonna flip through that because this is a closed group. So does everybody understand? Closed group, Weight Watcher support group. If you have an egg, you have to ask to join here. This is not where the live video takes place. You will never see the video live in this group. You're only gonna see it on the page. So don't go here to watch the live chat. You have to go here. You have to go to, if you have an egg, a Weight Watcher's Journey, this is where you're going to see the live chat. Yes, live chat, and no, not live chat. You can always watch them later, but this is not the live chat. So, before we move on, is that clear as mud? Facebook page, live chat, Facebook group, not live chat. Facebook group, you have to ask to join. Facebook page, you need to like and follow to be notified of everything. So does that make sense? Thumbs up if it makes sense. Okay, we're getting lots of thumbs ups, a couple of hearts. Teresa says it's clear as muddy mud. Seriously, Teresa. Okay, and Betty says she feels safe in the group. That's why the group is closed. Teresa says clear as muddy mud. If you really are confused, ask me a question. But Betty's exactly right about the group. The reason I created it the way I created it and made it a closed group, and oh, and Shanna says she's been totally confused, and I finally cleared it up. Yay! Yay! See, I didn't know y'all were confused, so I'm glad Popcorn Karen asked. But anyway, Betty was saying that she feels safe in the group. That's why I set it up that way, is so that you all could feel safe, because I know we have people in the group that would never, they would never ask questions like this if they knew that they were in public, because they've got spouses that they don't want to see what they're asking. They've got friends, sisters, sister-in-laws, you know, they've got, oh no, and Sally's calling somebody out. Okay, who has fat thumbs and accidentally hit the sad face or the mad face? Because Sally's gonna come get you if you don't stop doing that. But anyway, so the closed group though is for us to feel safe, so that, you know, your coworkers don't see it. You know, people people at church that you don't want to involve in this. You know, anyway, it's a safer place for us to go. So those were the two groups. We got 15 minutes, so let me show you some other things real quick. Okay, then I have people asking about YouTube. So they want to know where to go on YouTube. So I made the YouTube look just like the page. So if you notice, it's the same, those same pictures across the top, so that you'll know this is public. So anything that looks like this, anything I have that looks like this, that's all public. And then you would go to, well, I don't really want to do that because I don't want to, let me see if I can do this without it coming undone, without having this thing come undone. So all you do when you get to YouTube, and again, I'll post these links, but when you come to YouTube, and if you're brand new to YouTube, just click on Home. And you do not have to be a subscriber. You don't have to have an account on YouTube in order to do this. But once you've just gone to the home page, if you want to save any of these though, then you do have to be. So you just type in "If You Have an Egg" all run together and hit search. See that little magnifying glass thing? Okay, once you get there, then it's gonna say, do you mean if you have an egg? Well, pretty sure if you click on that, you get the same, you get close to the same thing, but you're going to get some other things about eggs. So I would run it all together. If you have an egg, all together on YouTube. So once you do that, if you notice this very first thing says, right now it says 29 videos. What that is the full playlist. So let's say if you're brand new to this and if you've never watched any of these before and you just want to watch all of them, then bless your heart, because that's 29 hours. That is at least 29 hours of videos. So you would just go to play all, and it's going to play the first one, except we've got an ad first. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to do skip ad, even though some of the ads are pretty good, because what it'll do is they'll be content related. So since I've been doing a lot of stuff on my website, then I'm getting a Wix, commercial. But sometimes they're content related. Sometimes they'll be like a coupon, like a thing to join Weight Watchers or whatever. But anyway, so we're gonna skip the ad this time just so you can see them. So this was last week's video. And then you can over here, I'll try to do this without disconnecting it. So over here, it's going to show you what's going to come up next. So since we are in a playlist right now, because you remember when we clicked on 29, that's called a playlist. And so, so it's just going to play them all in order. Now after that, then it's going to skip down to some more things, and like this one's called Lose 30 Pounds Overnight, and they didn't even type it in English, so that's not something I'm going to watch. So when all those get done running, you can click the X and it'll take it off. What was wrong with that ad? I just think it's irrelevant, so I took it off. But anyway, so then it'll just sit and go through all of them. You can come back at any time. You don't have to sit and watch all of them. You can binge watch it. I think that would be hilarious if people started binge watching this like they do Netflix. Because like I binge watch Midsummer Murders. But anyway, so that would be pretty funny. And then if you want to, you can subscribe. And so to subscribe, let's see. Actually, it's not going to let me do that because these are my videos. But you can share them if you want to share them with other Weight Watchers, if you want to add them to a playlist that you have, like if you want to be able to pull them back up quickly later and do it, you can add those to a playlist. You can share them, and you can share them on Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Blogger, there's all this other stuff. Or you can copy it and then you can paste it somewhere else if you want to. So, and Angela said let's see, why did you, okay, Betty wants to know why I started doing the live videos. Betty, I don't remember. I think I just thought it would be fun. I think I just thought it would be fun, and then it ended up being really, really fun because you guys talked back to me. And Lynn says she binge watched, or she watched 10 of them in one day when she first found me. That's hilarious. And Teresa said, oh, no, Teresa, this isn't the spot for the story yet. Teresa says this is your reminder about the story. Okay, anyway, so this is YouTube. So does everybody understand YouTube? Super simple. If you have an egg, search, when the playlist comes up, just click on it and you'll be able to watch them all. And you can save it, you can save the playlist, you can share it, and you can subscribe. And I would really like it, please, when you're watching these, if you'll like them. And see, I can't do it. I can't like it because it's my video. But if you like it, please like it, and then add a comment and subscribe. And let's see. And Sherry says, I've watched the LOL, don't judge me. Oh, binge. Oh, Sherry said she's binge watched. No, I just think that's funny. Tee-hee. I just think that's hilarious. Okay, so let's skip on to the next one because Teresa was asking about that. So that is the blog. So here is the If You Have an Egg blog. And that's all of it that I can get into one screen. But the blog is www.ifyouhaveanegg.com. And you can just type that straight into your browser and go straight there. If you want to get new things as they get added to this, you can go here to subscribe for your email and just type in your email address and click subscribe now. And then I think if you're on a phone or on a tablet, it's going to have this little bouncy thing that comes across, and it's going to ask you to sign up there as well. But if you do that, then you'll get notified every time. And I'm sorry, Margaret is at work. Sorry, Margaret. And Cynthia says, I actually binge watched YouTube videos when I first joined this group. That's hilarious. Oh, and there's a girl on, that follows me on Instagram that it's just funny because she actually does, I guess it's Apple TV, and she broadcasts it to her TV. So it's like actually on her television, which is hilarious because then it's huge. But anyway, so here on the blog, you can sign up to get to get notified of new things. It'll always have the 3 most current things up top. And if you go here and if you like it, I would love it if you would click like, or if you would leave comments, or if you would let me know how something is when you make it. So there were the most recent ones, and then here is the most recent one. So the most recent entry on there was our last week's live chat, which is polenta versus grits. But I do have recipes on here too, and you can go to, you can go over here to categories. Click here for more new recipes. You can click on the categories, and they're listed. Most of them are listed by Smart Points. Some of them are Points Plus because they were before I started doing Smart Points. And so, and a bunch of different categories. I don't even know how many different categories I have. So we've got easy recipes, salads, simple solutions. I do have a few simply filling recipes, some things from Trader Joe's, the videos, but just for an example, so like if we went to, I don't know, let me find something. If we went to air fryer, just because so many people are asking about that. So if we click on the air fryer one, then it is going to bring up all of the current, it's going to bring all of the current things that have anything to do with an air fryer. And so you can go back and go through all of that stuff, and you can see them. And they also have links to recipes if there is one. So like this one, this video, this link, then you can see here it has a link to the recipe. And so that was for the shrimp and grits breakfast bowl. Click on the link and it takes you straight to the shrimp and grits breakfast bowl. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about that? Does anybody have any questions about the blog? And the story that Teresa's been waiting on is if you go here over, okay, this is over on the right hand side. You will not see this if you're on a phone. You can find it if you're on a tablet in landscape mode, so the tablet is turned sideways, or if you're on the computer, you'll be able to see it. But over here, on this side, on this, this pink on the side, oh, and see, look, I can get a coupon. You can also get coupons on here sometimes. So here's a coupon for a dinner for 2 for $22. So yeah, I'm hoping to get a coupon for, sometimes Weight Watchers coupons show up on here. Sometimes what's it called, Hello Fresh, sometimes those pop up. There's a lot of them for clothing stores, but anyway, so yeah, so there's a coupon for Chili's. But if you scroll over here down on the pink side, and click on the story behind the egg. This has the brief version of the story of why I started all this, and y'all are more than welcome to go read that. And sometime, you know, I'll tell you, you know, I'll be glad to tell you in person, but basically my accountability buddy Karen and I, we're getting closer to 50, and we are both 50 now, so that's how long we've been doing this. And we've both been kind of messing around with this for years. So we had been, you know, I've been a Weight Watcher for 20 off and on for 24 years, and the couple of years before we both turned 50, both of my parents were having some health problems due mainly to previous choices on eating. And so as we were getting closer to 50, Karen and I, my accountability Karen and I, just decided, you know, that's it, we're gonna nip it. And so we've actually done really well the last couple of years. I got to goal in December of 2014. And that was because I set my goal higher than all of my previous goals were, like, you know, high school weight. Okay, I don't need to be 50 years old and running around at, you know, high school weight. I would look, you know, I would look gaunt. I think I would look sick if I was at my, you know, at my high school weight. But so we both picked a reasonable goal weight, and I've been, you know, 3 or 4 pounds up and down for the last 2 years. And I will say this, once you get to lifetime, don't think you're done. I still have to track every day. But it's okay, because I eat real food. I eat real food off of IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So anyway, feel free to go there, read a little bit about the story. So this is fun for me, and I love doing it. Again, if you see one you like, if you see a recipe that you like, you can save it to Yumly if you have that. And Sally says, you look wonderful just the way you are. Remember that and eat healthy. It's exactly why I picked this goal weight, Sally. That's exactly why I picked it. And thank you for saying that. You can go to Pinterest. I mean, you can share it to Pinterest, you can share it on Twitter, and you can share it on Facebook. So if you want to, share this with, if you're on another group, if you want to save it to something in Pinterest, then, and Teresa said, thank you, Kelly. Does Oprah know about you? Obviously not, because she never calls. Either that or she's upset because I keep talking about her not making avocados 0 points, but that's a whole different story. But anyway, so if you want to, you know, save any of the recipes, you can do that. You can print them out. You can go to, let's see, so this one's actually, you know, is actually a recipe, and if you go to print it out, it's going to be in a printable format. So if you go here to print, and I don't actually have a printer hooked up, so we're going to have to just see what it looks like in a print screen. But anyway, if you click on print, it's going to go to it's waiting. I think it's mad because I don't have a printer hooked up. Anyway, it'll go to a printable screen so that you can print it off. You can print this recipe off and you can take it with you. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about is, we'll talk about the app if we have just a minute, but the last thing I want to talk about is Pinterest. So how many of you are on Pinterest? I need to see thumbs ups or hearts if you're on Pinterest. So if you are on Pinterest, and I guess I should ask who is actually using Pinterest, because I think a lot of us have a Pinterest account but we don't actually use them. So I want to tell you this about Pinterest. If you go to www.pinterest.com/IfYouHaveAnEgg all together, if you do that all together, it'll take you straight to my Pinterest boards. And I have, let's just see, how many do I have? I have, does it say anywhere how many boards I have? I don't know. Let's just say it's a lot. So some of the stuff is irrelevant, but this is the part that you need to pay attention to, and or you don't need to, but I think it's helpful. I have a board called, it's just called If You Have an Egg. And so everything that is If You Have an Egg related, so everything, it doesn't matter how many points it is, goes onto the If You Have an Egg board, and it has 842 pins. So there are 842 meal ideas on here. Holy cow. Either meal ideas or chats or recipes or something else. Anyway, there's 842 of them, but they all get dumped into this one spot. So they're not actually sorted by anything. Just know that it is, it is somehow egg related if it's in this spot. But so like for, let's see, let's just pick one. So here's one that's Weight Watchers Ideas with smart points. And when you go to that pin, you can either read, you can either read some about it, or if you click on the pin, that's going to take you back to the YouTube videos, because that's what the pin was about. It was about those YouTube videos. If you're just looking for, if you go back to the actual list of Pinterest boards that I have, they're all, a lot of them are divided up. So after they go into that, if you have an egg general category, then you have, okay, wait, and Debbie says if you are in Google Chrome, you can print to your Google Drive, and that is how I print all my recipes. You're gonna have to explain that, Debbie, because I'm not sure what that means. But anyway, so if you go back to the boards, then we've got like one Weight Watchers Smart Point 2. These are, let's see, are these Smart Points? 2, 3, 10, 11, and it sorts itself. But here's some that are meatless, 12, 9, Trader Joe's finds, Weight Watchers Ideas. But anyway, so I've got them divided up by Smart Points. So this one's 3 Weight Watchers Smart Points. There are 55 pins on this one. Here are 55 different things that are 3 Smart Points. Surely to goodness you could find something to eat for 3 Smart Points if you had 55 different things to choose from. So this is a lot of what I use to make the index cards that we've been talking about. I'll go back here and for goodness sake, I don't remember how to make all this stuff. Because I make something different almost every single day. I would never, ever, ever remember what it was. So there's 3 Smart Points. The 4 Smart Points has 66 pins. The 2 Smart Points has 37. 5 has 50. 6 has 25. I mean, you can see there are tons of pins. There's an Aldi one. There's a vegetarian meal one. There's a meatless meal one. Anyway, tons of pins. So, and Lynn says she used the Aldi one this week. Good job, Lynn. Okay. I think, even though it is 9:02, I think we have just a minute to talk about the app. Are you all okay with that? I'm also on Instagram, so Instagram's not really easy to look at from your computer, and I'm also on Weight Watchers Connect. So if you're on Weight Watchers Connect, you can connect with me by searching Scrap and Stamp. Don't ask. It's a scrap. I used to teach scrapbooking classes, but anyway, so Scrap and Stamp, or you can, Casey, stop. It's okay. Casey said, I have a last minute question. Can we see Dusty? And it's like he just appeared out of the floor. But anyway, so real quick, so we can start wrapping up since it is 9:03 now. Weight Watchers Connect, you can search at Scrap and Stamp, just the @ sign and Scrap and Stamp, or if you do search If You Have an Egg, all run together like a hashtag. I've hashtagged a bunch of things and you can find me, but just know that Scrap and Stamp is my handle on there, and you can't change it. So that's on Weight Watchers Connect. On Instagram, just search If You Have an Egg. Okay, and everybody's asking for Dusty. Hold on a second. YouTube, If You Have an Egg, all run together. Facebook, 2 different things. Facebook page, Facebook group. And Pinterest, search If You Have an Egg, and YouTube, search If You Have an Egg. So the very last thing, because this one throws a lot of people, this is the app. And remember, I do charge for the app just because I have, fees that I've got to pay to keep it going. And this is so that y'all can have, your things on the go. I wanted to show you one thing real quick though. So if you go to your app store, and I can only look at the Apple App Store because I do not have an Android phone, but it's available for both Android and Apple, and it's just If You Have an Egg, all run together. So if you can see this, If You Have an Egg, but notice it says no results for If You Have an Egg. Well, if you search on your phone, it's going to come right up. If you're on an iPad, you actually have to click down and touch iPhone only, which makes 0 sense. Can you see this? This is not an iPhone. This is an iPad. I have no idea why you have to change it to iPhone only, but you have to change it to iPhone only. Once you go there, it looks like this. So that is my app. And if you had not previously downloaded it, you know, you would have to do that, but since I can just go ahead and open it. But these are real quick, the biggest questions that I get asked are, you know, how to maneuver around in it. If you touch the little 3 lines up at the top, you can go to My Story. So there again, that's Teresa, that's where you go to My Story. You can click on, so there's My Story again. You can read that on the app. You can go to YouTube. Here's all it'll show in a second. So here's all the YouTube videos. You can go there from the app. So you can, you know, carry this around and watch it while you're carrying it around. Go to New Recipes, and it'll have the new recipes. And if you click on them, it'll take you to the recipe. So you can get that, and you can get that on the go. It has shopping guides, and then a link to the blog and everything. But I'll go quick, just so we can finish up. But so here on the shopping guides, this is the most used section of this. So on the shopping guides right now, we've got Trader Joe's, Aldi, Costco, Whole Foods, National Food Brands, which is like Kroger, Meyer, Schnucks, probably whatever, you know. We've got Eating Out, we've got Halloween candy, My Top Pantry Picks, and Girl Scout cookies. So that's what they're divided into. So if we go to one of those, so let's just do Trader Joe's, and then I clicked on all. But if we switch it to 0 to 3 smart points, then the things that I found at Trader Joe's that are 0 to 3 smart points, they are going to be, you know, they're going to be listed there. And then it'll give you, like this one, the cilantro chive dip. So that one tells you a little bit, you know, a little bit about it. I do recheck all of the points before I put them on here. And then if there's if I've made an easy recipe with one of them, then I'll also put a link to that on there. Okay, so again, clear as mud. Everybody with me? And it is a one-time charge, so it's $2.99, either for Apple or Android, and it is a one-time charge. Even though I update it frequently, you will never be charged again. It's just one time. So let's see if we can find, everybody, let's see if we can find Dusty so that everybody can see him before we go. Come here, buddy. He knows it's time to see you all. And he's had a haircut, I think, since the last time you saw him. Oh, so Dusty, look at everybody. Look at everybody, buddy. He goes, you people are crazy. I don't know why you always want to see me. So yeah, Paula says it's worth a couple of bucks. And I do appreciate that, Paula, because I have people that are like $2.99. And I thought, yeah, I've spent, you know, I don't even know how many hours. I've probably spent, gosh, I don't know, 1,000 hours maybe? How much is that? I don't know. A lot of time. Let's put it this way. A lot of time on the app. So, anywho, so is everybody confused? Let's see, do you have to pay twice? No. Okay, I'm sorry, Nancy, that's a really good question. Nancy said, do you have to pay twice if you put it on, oh wait, your Android phone and your iPad? Yeah. I'm sorry, I thought you were going to say an iPhone and an iPad. If you're Apple, if you put the app on your iPhone, it'll automatically go to your iPad or vice versa. And thank you, Kim says it's worth more than $2.99. Thank you. But yeah, it should go on both. But if you put it on an Android device and an Apple device, then yes, you would have to, oh, Sally goes, he looks like the Fraggle Rock doggy Sprocket. I do remember that. Now I'm going to have to look that up. But anyway, so, yeah. So you would have to pay twice if you were on if you were on Android and Apple, because that's two different stores. But anyway, so, okay. I hope everybody's back on board now and everybody knows how to get to the live chats. And I hope everybody had a good time, and I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to say this. These will not be transcribed tonight. There is no way I'm going to be able to stay up and get these transcribed. So all the transcriptions will be up tomorrow night. And I've already started on combining the Instant Pot videos, because if you watched on Thursday night, we had been going for like an hour and 10 minutes. I mean, we had been going forever on that. And right as we started to open the Instant Pot yeah, Casey says, I'll see you bright and squirrely in the morning. Yeah, yes, you will. But right as we started to open the Instant Pot, Facebook just went, you know, and went away. So that ended up in 2 different videos. But anyway, so I'm working on combining those 2 videos. So the Instant Pot videos will be fixed tomorrow night, and they'll be together on YouTube, and the transcripts will be done for them, and then the transcripts for this will be tomorrow. And Margaret says, enjoy your rest. I'm off at 4 a.m. and on the road to Tennessee at 5 a.m. So Margaret, you know where I work. So if you want to come by and see me, I'll be there, should be there Monday through Friday this week. I think I'm only going to be late one day, and that's going to be on Thursday. So yeah, you should come and see me. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody good night. It is after 9 o'clock, and I am pooped, and this pupper is pooped, and we are ready to go to bed. So I'll see you all next week, and hopefully next week I'll actually be making something. I will not have an Instant Pot by next week. And actually when I get one, I'll probably take a little time to figure out, you know, how to do it, because that was fun Thursday night with Karen, but whoa, that was just mayhem. But anyway, so good night, everybody. Everybody tell each other good night. We'll see you next week. Bye guys, see you next week.